Hello, guys and girls. I actually wanted to record a podcast because I got a book yesterday, The Book of Alchemy by Suleika Jaouad. I am not sure if I said her name accurately, but that's okay. I think she wouldn't be offended. She seems like a really kind soul, and she's an incredible writer and thinker. And yeah, anyways, I wanted to record a podcast because this is just a fun thing for me, but also I think um, I don't know. Again, I have no idea who listens to this, but I think there's a purpose if you're here. Now you have to define what that is. But the thing that really hit me today about this book, because this book, by the way, is super interesting. You basically have a like 1 or 2 pages you read that is not written by her, but actually other people. So there are 100 different peoples in here. People. And then at the end, there's a journaling prompt that is basically based on the text I just read. But today I read the second day, and that was about just 10 images. That's what it's called. And it's about, or the journaling prompt was basically to come up with 10 images from the last 24 hours. And my favorite quote from her text was, "The value does not lie in the image, but lies in my attention to it." And that's exactly why I wanted to record this podcast, because I did this exercise and I wrote down 10 images from the last 24 hours. And there were so many things. And what I realized when I was writing was that I basically realized how much of the things we see have so much emotion and meaning and depth to it, but we can often not see it because we are just visually letting it pass through us, but we're not letting it pass through the other filters like the emotional or the story filter, which makes sense because a lot of us live a really busy life. But I realized, and I was actually journaling last night as well, like seriously in the middle of the night. I think it was like 1 a.m. I just couldn't sleep because I do dance classes and I have so much adrenaline, so I can't go to bed. Um, but basically, I just was writing, and what I actually was writing about was how much I'm actually overwhelmed by the amount of beauty in the world. And I feel like people online, or just a lot of people, just keep telling me that there's so much awful things happening, and there is, but there's also so much beauty that we're not capturing. Because honestly, I think we would be scared if we were to actually see all the beauty in life. Because that was what I was writing. The journaling prompt yesterday was, "What would you write if you weren't afraid?" And my answer was, I would actually dare to see the beauty around me, because it's kind of overwhelming. I've actually realized also, sometimes when you see something really beautiful, that could be just a beautiful person, you're almost scared to look. And I'm like, why are we scared to look at beauty? Why are we scared to really try and see the depth that is in the front of the person in front of us or in ourselves? I realized that we have a real fear of gifts and the beauty in life. And I think if we were to really see it, I think we would be overwhelmed. I actually do feel that, because one of the things I was writing about today was about my mom. I was just, one of the images was I was walking with her, and then we said bye, and I just felt like, because she helped me with something, because I had like this funny conflict with a person, and I asked her if she could help me with it. So she met me, and she was really tired and stuff like that, but she still met me and she still helped me. And I think if I were to really, so when I was writing about this, I would almost start crying, because I was like, this person loves me so much that she's tired, but she would still do all this stuff for me. And I think that's like an intense amount of love and beauty from a person. And I realized that I think we're like really scared of, of beauty, of love, of the beautiful things in life. I've also heard a little bit about psychology, that specifically maybe for kids who were neglected as children, they often can feel kind of suffocated when there's too much love in a relationship. And I am also a little bit one of those people that when it's too much, I cannot. It's just too much for me. I'm learning though. I'm actually learning to receive love, but uh, there is something about, if someone's been starving for months and then you get a lot of food, I think it's like a little bit too much, like too overwhelming, too much for the system to take. And I think that is something a lot of us do feel, because I've thought a lot about the amount of hunger there is for compliments and validation in society today. I would say I work really hard, but I don't really work hard. It's really natural to me. But I really try and give people that I'm close to compliments. I try and tell them what is unique about them, what's special about them. And it's not because I want to cheer them up. It's because I just genuinely think that, oh my God, that was like a cool jacket, or that was a cool sound. I have a artist friends and he like create beats and I'm like, what is that's insane? That's awesome, And I just say it instead of thinking it. I just say it because I think a lot of times we think really beautiful things about each other, but we don't say it because I don't know why, we're scared to be weird or whatever. Um, but yeah, I think I think this world lacks. I think people are really starving for compliments and validation. And a note on that one: if you're with a narcissist, just get away. Just I'm not talking about those. They are always starving for it, and they will never give it to you. So just go away. Like it should be. What do you call it? Go both ways. Yeah. Um, but I think we should start giving more of our beautiful thoughts out into the world, whether that's a compliment to a friend, or whether that's wisdom online, or whether that's a book or a dance or a song. I think I think this world has so much beauty, but I think it's trapped inside of our bodies because we're also scared of it ourselves. So yeah, I think that was my insight today. And one last thing before I end the podcast. Just an example on this. I was supposed to write 10 images from the last 24 hours, and the last image was, honestly, I was thinking about every evening. I eat 2 oranges. I just love oranges these days. But what I do every evening is I cut up my orange, right? And I realized that the last couple of weeks or months, I think, I have actually seen the color of the orange, because in the past when I was doing this, I was just listening to music or a podcast and I wasn't really like seeing the color. But these days, I often don't even have a podcast or music when I do this practice, and I just notice how orange the orange is. And it's mesmerizing. It's insane. I feel so much more present because we all have, or not we all, but some people, and me included, have vision boards or mood boards. And look at the pictures and I'm like, sometimes I realize I already have this. It's just like an orange or a girl cutting up her orange. And I'm like, but why don't I feel like I'm there? And that's because I'm not there. I'm in the image. I'm not in my present state, right? So I just realized the only difference between me and her is that she's there in the image, like looking at the orange, but I'm not looking at the orange. I'm thinking about her. So I just started being like, what would she do? And I realized she would just actually fully like inhale visually the orange. And that's what I started doing. And the orange is so beautiful. Like, I promise you, if you just start looking at the colors around you and the people around you and the beauty within them, I think maybe you start crying because it's pretty amazing. It is. So, yeah, I'm going to end this podcast there. If you heard all of this, I am just grateful to have you here. And I hope you try and see what's beyond the image. Like, what is it that the eyes can't see? Whatever you face today, whatever you see today, Ask yourself, what is it that my eyes can't see but my heart can feel, or my soul can grow from, that. I promise you, you don't need to change your environment to change your experience of life. You just need to change perspective and filter. And this is one way to do it. So, yeah, have a beautiful day. I know you will, because you will change how you're seeing the world today. So, I'll just say enjoy your beautiful day, and see you next time.